Right, I just thought I'd show you what I've actually got to do with this bike. So there's a front end on, which is good. I've been told it's an XJ1200 front end, not an XS11. Pull that out of the way a minute. Which is fine. I haven't got a problem with that, and the headstock and everything seems good. But I did order some Goodrich hoses for the front brakes. There was no master cylinder or anything, so I bought this little chappy here, which is quite nice. However, the Goodrich hoses that I've got, and nothing to do with Goodrich, it was all good. The hoses were fine, but the normal spec that they produce is for a set of forks with anti-dive. Now, most of the XJ1200s do have anti-dive, and which I researched afterwards. And I'm wondering whether it's an XJ11, because I don't think a lot of them did, or the earlier models didn't. The hoses I'm going to keep because I think they'll come in handy for the Goodrich hoses for the rear brakes and stuff as well. So anyway, I'm going to have a look at that. The seals are weeping a little bit on these, and they're a little bit pitted. See a bit better there. They're not too bad, but there is a bit of a weep on there when we pushed it into the container. So possibly the fork seals might need doing. I am thinking there's standard yokes on this, but I must admit I'm thinking of see if we get a set of slabs. There was no clocks. I bought the clocks, but I think I'm mostly going to be taking these off and put them into something a bit more, a bit nicer, especially if we get a set of slabs. I'll have a think. They didn't cost a lot. I think about 50 quid second hand, and all the lights and everything seem to work in the centre, so it's I'll sort something out with that. Switch gear I had with it, as you know, I had to buy some coils. The engine's pretty good, we know it runs, but it does need a damn good clean, so that's another thing. Carbs need stripping, completely stripping, which is going to be another blog at some stage or other. And then down below here, the void where I'm thinking of putting running the battery box and the electrics sort of all the way up, just sitting underneath the seat. There's two holes there which I think the mudguard and stuff used to bolt onto, possibly the handrail at the back as well. So those lugs there, I'll mostly drop down, make a box, and use these lugs which are still sat there on the bar. As I said, I don't want to start cutting these off, anything like this, because the frame has to be a standard frame for it to stay as a motorcycle with the registration. If you start chopping and changing and cutting stuff off and changing the frame, you have to re-register it as a three-wheel trike stroke three-wheel car, really. So I don't want to do that, because if at any stage, ended to get another frame built or something for the trike, and wanted to convert it back to XS11, then at least the frame's still standard. So that's basically where I'm up to. The only other problem I have, which is difficult to see, I will try and show you. This is the shaft where your rear brake pedal goes. Now the problem with that was that the brake spindle wasn't there. I bought one, and it's too short. it's actually the right length for the frame, but for some reason this is longer, and I don't know why, and I'm trying to see whether I can pick up another spindle. It's around about 25mm too short, so that's something I need to look at. And then the other thing is, there was an exhaust. It's actually a nice can, that. There was an exhaust which I've just laid on the floor, connected it to the downpipes for now, for when I was trying to run the bike, just so to get a bit of back pressure. But I don't know when I'm going to use that, and I wondered whether to change the exhaust completely and maybe run a couple of the pipes down each side and have two exhausts running across the back of the bike. As I said, I have the mud guards for the back, which are up there, just sat on the shelf, and the tanks up there as well. So I've got most of the stuff. It just needs a lot of working on, which is one of the reasons why I'm doing the blog, or the vlog. So there we go. That's sort of where I'm up to. And we'll talk soon. So I hope you got some information out of that, and as you see, gives you a better idea of what I'm up against with this. If you do have any questions, or you've got any suggestions at all, I think I have got contact details on the YouTube channel. My email is stardrivemusic@hotmail.com. I'll run that up over the on the video as well. This mug's probably the last one for a week. We've got the 40-foot container arriving tomorrow or Tuesday. I'm working on next week, so I wouldn't have thought we'll be moving into that container until the following Monday. So it might be a week or so before I do the next vlog, or we might take a couple of videos and stuff of us trying to get everything out and getting into the other container. But keep watching. I've had a good bit of feedback from the first 3 parts of vlog 1. If you like the music, by the way, at the beginning of the thing, that is the first track off my second album. It's called Stardust, and as the album progresses, I will use some of the other tracks to start at the beginning, and maybe at the end as well. Try not to drag them on too long. You're here to watch stuff about motorbikes, not not music, but I just thought I'd tell you that. Okay, take care everyone, be safe, especially with this virus and everything, and ride safe too, and we'll talk soon.